everyone, happy new year. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you watched my first video of the year. I posted one about the heart of God. Okay, so there. Now, I am being called to share with you a dream that I had last November 2020, which I wasn't able to relate to you anytime earlier than now. But in relation to the video that I just made, I was told that this is the perfect time to tell you about that dream, which I've been dying to tell you over and over. I mean, to tell you, but I really haven't come around to making a video about it. And I'm smiling, well, because it was a very fun one. It's a dream about angels, and it's not like the last dream that I had about angels where they were on a canvas. Okay, so there. And ironically, well, I think it's by coincidence and it's by divine leading that it is related to the video that I just posted. Okay, about the things when you've lost something or stuff like that. Okay, so perfect timing, divine timing is always perfect. So there. I guess that's the first message for anything in your life that's very close to you and very dear to you. It always requires divine timing. Just, just trust that things are unfolding in the background, that are happening in the things that are happening in the background for your greater good. So there. In other words, that's also what hope and faith is. Okay, so there. So let me just go right into the dream. Okay, it was last November and like this. So the dream started with me walking alongside this woman, and I was holding a green folder. We were walking in the park. Now, this folder that I was holding held a compilation of old poems that I made. Actually, in real life, I've been writing poems during the earlier part of my life, and some were a compilation of old love poems since I was a kid. And in that folder, those poems were there. That collection of poems were there. That collection was there. And then there. So we were walking, we were talking. It was a pleasant conversation, and then we suddenly went into this office, which was busy with all the office personnel there. And then after some time, we went out of the office, and then I remembered about this folder. Okay, I remember this folder, which I temporarily laid down on the park, on one of the seats on the park. Now, when I went back for it, it wasn't there. And in the dream, I was panicking because I know that I haven't memorized these poems that I had, and I know that once they're lost already. Okay, so there. Besides, I couldn't really capture the mood of the time when I wrote them and stuff. Okay, but they were really close to me. Okay, and then so I was trying to look for it, and I went everywhere. Then when I went back into that office, the office was totally different. It's just like, I would like to think of it just like an alternate, sort of an alternate universe. It wasn't an office when I came back there. It was it was like a grade school classroom, the younger for younger kids, where there were decorations and cutouts everywhere around the walls. But what was really fascinating is that in this office, which was not an office anymore, there were there were 50 around 50 angels. Okay, most of them were standing, and there were no seats anymore, no tables, no seats. It was just an empty place, aside from the angels, of course. I mean, no furniture actually. And then there were these angels who were just conversing. It was pleasant conversation. That was November, so it was, maybe they were talking about Christmas. That was before Christmas, before the birth of Christ. And anyway, I know that this was happening somewhere in one way or another. Okay, and and most of them were standing, and then they were conversing with each other, and then some were floating, and then some were flying inside the classroom, and I was just awestruck. I was looking, and just just imagine being there and beholding that kind of sight. So wow, really wow. And then the next thing I knew, a group of angels were coming toward me, and then they showed me on and like an invisible screen, well, just like the things that you watch now in movies where they just swipe everything in up in the air, something like that. It was an invisible screen, and then they showed me that the woman that I was earlier with had actually taken the folder and dumped it into the trash. So more or less, well, I already knew where it was. Okay, so the interpretation of this dream for me, and what I am being asked to tell you about, is that, ironically, the other, no, actually, it's a coincidence that the earlier video I made, which was about a much later dream that happened in December 26th, is about the things that we've lost. And in here, it was something that I've lost. It was an object, yes, but it was just like, a big part also of my childhood, of my youth, and of my earlier days. So something like that, and something irreplaceable also. So if there is anything that you think that you have lost that's close to your heart, and well, in this sense, I think I'm more referring to, well, it could be something physical, maybe an object, or maybe a person, maybe maybe anything. You would know what it is you've lost, if you are relating to this message. And I think in one way or another, each of us has lost something that's really valuable to us. Okay, if there's anything that you've lost, but basically, I guess what a lot of us have felt we have lost over especially over the past year, is a sense of hope, or even a sense of self, for everything that you've been going through, that somehow you have lost a part of yourself. I guess that is of one significant message of this dream, because for me, in that dream, it was a folder that contained some parts of some valuable parts of my youth. Okay, so a sense of self, a sense of hope, a sense of, just having back, the old spirit, the old self, the old joy, or sometimes even, those sentimental moments that fill your heart, that sometimes, you've outgrown, but actually, that the childlike innocence also, that we don't necessarily have to outgrow, because that part of us is what we where we sometimes come back to the simple things, and that part of us is, the child of God. So there, it's the simple part of us, and it's even the happier part of us kids. I've heard, I mean, one time it was written in the Reader's Digest that kids laugh around 200 times a day, and adults laugh around 20 times a day. So see, it's really, so really, so that's a scientific fact. So there. So basically, I guess, what I am wishing for here in this video for each of you is that you recapture, especially this year, especially after last year, that sense of hope, that sense of freedom, that sense of that sense of happiness and joy and raw happiness. My son's here. Hi, Mia.
Hi.
Okay, that you have lost. okay, that each of us might have lost. And the compilation was in a green folder. Now green, I believe is a color of hope. Okay, so if you have lost hope for the things that you have lost, in the things that you know that are close to your heart, that you know that are close to your heart. Now, I'm not saying that all of your dreams would come true, and I'm not saying that I am certain that this thing that you've lost would come back into your life, or that thing, or this or that. But at least try to recover that sense of self, that sense of joy, childlike joy and innocence, and a sense of optimism. Okay, so there. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. May angels ever surround you, and know that even if you are not talking to them, I mean, working with the angels entails you telling them, or even telling God also, what you know, what you feel in your heart, and what you would like to hope and pray for in your heart. But then also, apart from the things that you're asking, there are things that the angels are naturally bringing in your life too. So there. So I guess you just have to trust that. I hope this is I hope this is a good gift from my end to yours for this year. Okay, guys? Happy New Year. So this is just me, Alvie, saying find your strength, find your peace, and stay with God, whatever you conceive Him to be.
His word is forever alive.
Okay. God bless you all. Until next video. Bye bye.